Hello, my furry friends. My name is Fuzzy Cup and welcome back to episode 7 of Skybees 2. So, I have been a busy little bear, as is tradition, between episodes. I have finally gotten this guy working. I think the problem was, as I was running around, I was forcing stuff to grow, and every time something grew on there, it didn't spawn mobs anymore. So I repurposed the kind of a system I had up there for the honeycombs, and I just put a water bucket in it and put it on every 2 seconds. So now it works. And unfortunately now I have to have a second pipe coming out into a fluid trash can, because if this pipe continues on and it's longer than this original pipe, it means any overflow will go in there and I'll still keep on getting the liquid meat I need to pump straight into my head to keep me fed. I have also made quite a few more apiaries over here. You can see now we have 9 separate apiaries and 3 brand new, well, 2 extra tier 2 elite centrifuge thingies up to. So yeah, we are very much ready to get all of this sorted and filled up with tons and tons of bees. Because you see, I have been looking ahead in this pack and I clicked on an item that appeared in the must get items list. It was this guy here, the ultimate singularity. And you'll see that there is quite a lot of singularities here. And I have since figured out that each one of these is a bee. Each one of these things we have to put into a quantum compressor with an enhanced ender catalyst, which is not too hard to get once we get into extended crafting. But you need 3,000 of each items. And I think I need like 44 or 45 of these guys to finish off the pack. Plus, coal singularities is blocks of coal, lead, blocks of lead, and it's 3,000. That's so much stuff. So I think we really need to get all of this done. Now, I've made a list, which I'll show on screen right about now. So all of those need to be bee-ified, or at least organized. I know the rotten flesh bee, I don't really need the zombie bee, because we do have down here tons of gunpowder, we have tons of rotten flesh, we have tons of redstone, we have even got tons of bones for the skeleton bee block, or the bone singularity, whatever it was called. But yeah, I think I need a very intense bee breeding session, which is what I'm going to do now. I am going to pop over to my Discord, and if you want to join my Discord, there is a link in the description of the video. If you just click it, you can join the Bear Cave. And I am going to do a Hang with Fuzzy session, which is where I go into Discord, I share my screen, and I have my mic on, and you guys can chat to me, or just type in the chat if you don't want to have your microphones on. And I basically just do all the in-between episode things that I need to do. So I'm gonna do a Hang with Fuzzy right now, and the next time you see me, I'll have had a lot more bees. A lot.
The next day.
Okay, so welcome back. A lot, and I mean a lot, has changed. I did last night I think it was about 4.5 hours worth of Hang with Fuzzy time breeding up some bees. I did this morning continue that, breeding up a lot of the bees that are kind of easier to make. I also, thanks to the suggestion of one of the Discord members, made a small, little tiny simple storage system just for my bees so I can find them easier. And now I'm just waiting for this ender bee to convert more of this obsidian into some end stone, and then we can make an end bee, and then we're gonna get on with today's episode, which is gonna be kind of Botania heavy, and I really would like to get a better sorting storage system, so I think I'm gonna start venturing into AE2. This bee is really starting to annoy me. So I want to convert this to endstone, but apparently it only has a 50% chance of working, so he's come in and out of his hive quite a few times already. And that should be enough for one of the blocks I need. Grab a bit of honey. Oh, that's the other thing I did. Kind of hard to miss that. I created quite a few more apiaries and 3 more elite centrifuges. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to need to get all of these bees. Oh, and I made a new island. But we'll go over there later when we're doing Botania. 1 end bee nectar block, a pigman bee, and a lava bee. There we go. Make sure we grab out that end stone when it comes in eventually. Oh, we've by the way, we've put camouflage upgrades in here so that we can camouflage these and these 3 modular routers. Because we're getting so much stuff now, we need 3 modular routers to actually handle it. There we go. Give you a drawer. Nice, that's another one done. Okay, so, like I said earlier, I wanted to get the Cobalt Bee and I wanted to get the Certus Bee going. I'm hoping that I can get the Cobalt Bee sorted quick enough. It is a little bit fiddly, but I think I can get it done fairly quickly, hopefully. And then we can move on to the AE system. The first thing I want to do is get that Certus Quartz Bee going because we're going to need a lot of Certus Quartz and stuff for getting started in AE. So the Certus Quartz Bee, I believe, is made with a Nether Quartz Bee flying over a block of Certus Quartz. And to get Certus Quartz, we use the Energizing Orb. Okay, that's... A few episodes ago I did say that. I really like the way they have integrated all these different mods into this pack because I like when mods work together rather than just separate. Boop, 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 boop. Nice. There is 8 pieces of Certus Quartz, which make 2 blocks of Certus Quartz. And with the help of our Nether Quartz Bee, boop and a boop. Nice. 8 Certus Quartz makes 2 blocks. And 2 blocks of quartz makes 1 Certus honeycomb block. Or nectar block in this case. Boop. Boop. Give you guys a place to live. I believe we have, a byproduct of charged as well. And while we are at it, why don't we make the silicon B2? Then we need 2 more Certus Quartz, well, 4 more Certus Quartz, and 46 silicon. I think that's just cooking quartz. Yeah, that's just cooking quartz. I was mistaken. It's cooking quartz dust. Ugh. Some silicon. 48 is a perfect amount. 4 blocks of Certus. 2 silicon bee nectar blocks. Nice. And with that, we should be good to start on our Botania setup and to get the Cobalt Bee. So, like I said earlier, I did move our tiny little Botania setup over to here because I'm gonna need to make a much larger Botania setup. You see, these endoflames, these 6 endoflames, they're really not going to keep up with what I need. So I think I'm going to have to get into a little bit of apotheosis. And what I mean by that is, apotheosis is a mod that will allow me to silk touch a spawner. So if I go back to the fortress in the nether, I could find a blaze spawner. I can silk touch that and I can bring it back home here with me. I can also use these items here on the spawner to basically augment it how I like. I can click a soul lantern onto that and that will ignore light. I can increase the spawn count, more entities, silent, no AI, less spawn delay, redstone control. So I'm gonna basically do all of that, pimp this spawner out for blaze rods, and then I'm gonna use those blaze rods with these endoflames to basically automatically get mana for me. Because we're gonna need a lot of mana today for this little project to make cobalt. So I was searching and searching and searching. There is no way to make a cobalt bee. I can't even get a cobalt bee egg because there is just no way to get the actual cobalt to turn into the cobalt bee egg. So I needed to find a way to get cobalt, and I really mean this. After about 20 minutes of searching yesterday on the Hang with Fuzzy stream on the Discord, I finally saw it. This guy here, the Orchid Ignum. Now this thing basically can turn netherrack into a sort of nether ore, and I think in this pack, yeah, it's only nether quartz and cobalt, but I believe this is like a really low chance of it happening. So I need to get an Orchid Ignium, and for that I need quite a few things, and namely these runes. So we haven't actually talked about runes yet. Runes are advanced materials for Botania, and these runes here, Greed and Pride, they are two of the most advanced runes. So to make that one, we need a rune of fire and a rune of summer. Rune of fire is pretty simple, but then the rune of summer needs two other ones, the rune of earth and the rune of air. So we're gonna have to do a lot of Botania rune crafting just to get that Orchid Ignium, and we're going to need a lot of mana to get it working, to get our cobalt. Now I think I can get the cobalt in ore form. I can put that into the smeltery. 1 block of cobalt ore will get me 2 ingots in the smeltery. We see there, molten cobalt in smeltery, 2 ingots. So if I can get at least 5 bits of cobalt, hopefully 10, so I don't have to wait too long, I should be able to make 2 blocks of cobalt, and then I can use bee transformation to turn those into 2 cobalt bees. And then that will unlock all of these guys. Where are you? Like the Queen Slime Bee, I believe, needs cobalt. And I believe the Manulan Bee and the Hepatizen Bee both need cobalt. So I'm gonna get ready to hopefully not die again. I'll pop into the nether and quickly, very, very quickly, grab ourselves some spawners. Spawners sighted. Come on. 1. 2. Run away. Run away. I wasn't scared. You were scared. Okay, so now that we have 2 spawners, I should be able to make a spawning area. First, need to get 2 comparators, like so. Let's fly over to here, and let me see. Spawners need a 9x9 area to spawn, which is that. And if I have 2 spawners, then I need to add 1 more to this, like so. And then we need to put it up a few blocks, maybe here. So let's pop down 1 spawner here, click that on, and then a lever to turn it on and off. Let's do the same here. Boop. There we go. Those are now frozen. Nice. I think actually 1 lever will turn it on and off. Yep, that is true. Oh, another head. Nice. These heads are actually quite useful because you can actually melt them down in the smeltery to make more blazing blood. Okay, I'm going to build up a little containment area here, similar to what we have over there in that mob farm. And I'm also going to see if I can maybe create a player damage plate, which is very easy to do because we do have some phantom membranes from AFKing and being attacked by phantoms. Okay, so we have our box built, but I would like to get a little bit of podzol going here, because I would love to get some mushrooms to make some fermented spider eyes to increase, I believe, the production rate? The spawn count, yeah. I need to increase the spawn count. So I'll do that. I believe we have a single mushroom from the quest We do indeed. We have a single mushroom from the quest. Let's see if that grows. It does indeed. Ooh, it grows to a nice big mushroom too. Let's do this. Nice. And let's keep that puzzle for future. Okay, let's go over and modify our spawner. So first of all, nether stars for ignoring player. And a nice sound of success. Let's also turn that off. Ignore light levels. Increase spawning amount. I think this is increase speed of spawning. Here we go. And finally, or maybe this one was spawn amount. I don't know. Okay, so let's see what that does. Why are you not spawning? Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is gonna do quite okay. Okay, now I just need to put the vacuumulator down here, so you can pick up the blaze rods that are basically just abandoned there. And actually, let me just turn this off for a second, take a quick sleep. And now we need to make 2 flowers in actuality. The first one, actually let me get rid of this stuff first. The first one I want to make is the Orchid Ignum. That's the one to get us to Cobalt, but I also want to make the Rosa Arcana. So the Rosa Arcana is a very interesting Botania flower. It basically takes any of your experience and turns it into mana. So to make that, I need a rune of mana. Okay, I can do that. And then to make this one, I need a rune of greed and pride. For the greed, I need water and spring. For spring, I need water, fire. Pride, I need fire and summer. For summer, I need air and earth. Okay, I think that's basically all of them. Okay, so I'm going to get all the ingredients for these guys together and we'll do a little bit of rune crafting. Okay, so let's get started on the first few. Let's grab out our Wand of the Forest. Pop you over there to feed that guy. Then we need a mana powder, a mana ingot, some stone of some sort, a block of coal, and a mushroom. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, and a boop. 2 runes of air. And thankfully, I think you get 2 runes for most of the base runes. So earth, fire, water, air, and I think even mana. Okay, there's that one. Then air is these 2. Carpet, feather, string. Boop, 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 and boop. Boom. The rune of air. Rune of fire is nether brick, gunpowder, and netherwort. Boom, 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 boom. Runes of fire. And rune of water is those 2 and bone meal, sugarcane, and a fishing rod. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. And runes of water. Nice. Okay, now that we have the base runes, we can start making the season runes, which are a combination of the base runes and other materials. Now, I don't know about this pack, but I am fairly sure I get the runes back when I make the rune of summer. So I get the earth and the air back, I think. These runes are also much more mana intensive. A boom. Ah, I was right. I did get the runes back. Nice. That's 1 summer rune. Boop, 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 and boop. Nice. That is the rune of spring. Now we need to go into the even more mana intense runes. We need the rune of fire and the rune of summer and 2 mana diamonds. So let me just make mana diamonds. 2 of those, fire and summer. And I think in these ones I don't get the rune back. Maybe. Every version is different. Every pack is different. Some of them change the way it works. I'm just hoping I get the runes back because they're annoying to make. 1 rune of pride. I get summer back. Oh, I got both the runes back. Nice. Okay, and then lastly, for the first flower, the rune of greed is water and spring. And finally, one rune of greed. Nice. Okay, so that means our first flower, the orchid ignum, is almost there. We just need pink, 2 white, 2 red, and a redstone root, which is just grass, and redstone dust. So we also now should probably make a sink to bring over with us because we don't have any water over on that island, and sinks are far easier to actually craft with than repeatedly going for water. So let's go over there. Oh, we need seeds as well. So 1 bucket of water in, 1 greed, 1 pride, 1 redstone root, 2 red, 2 white, pink, and finally 1 seed. Makes us the orchid ignum. Very nice. 1 rune of mana. 1 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those. Nice. Okay, that guy can go here, because you'll pick up all the XP from me, and you'll see there my XP is draining, and then I can make another mana spreader to add it into a pool when I do. But at the moment, we have to use this guy to make cobalt. Yeah, I'm just gonna clean up my inventory a bit, and when I have that done, we'll hopefully get the cobalt B. So I've just been looking on the wiki, the Botania wiki, about the orchid ignum flower, and I was just trying to figure out what the radius for it was, but I did come across one important fact about that flower. It only works in the nether, so I'm just putting together a little something here so that we can maybe drain some of the XP out of here, like so. Actually, why don't I just take this tank and replace this one, like so. Yeah, that works. Then take this tap that I just made an extra one of, and take the Rosa Arcana with us to the nether and see about using that to power this guy. Let's take you, like so. Maybe a barrel flare lantern just to stop mobs from spawning. I think that might be enough just to get this done. We don't need too much cobalt, and we don't need any nether quartz. So as soon as I have the cobalt that I need, I don't have to use this anymore. Let's also grab a mana pool. Ugh, there's always something stopping me. Is there a living stone bee? Living... No. That would have been handy if we had a living bee. Boop. Okay, a mana pool, and then I think that should be everything. Well, you see, I'm gonna have to come back in 2 seconds. Can I turn hover mode on? I can. Nice. This makes it much easier to build. Okay, so if I put this here with my tap on, then Rose Arcana here, mana pool here, no, mana spreader there, mana pool here. I forgot the orchid! And the orchid here, surrounded by netherrack. And I believe I can do it like this as well. Then we link you to this. This is linked to this, and then you get linked to this. So you're filling up, maybe? If I turn you on, this should be working. Let me just get into free cam. I don't know if this is working or not. Oh, that scared the poop out of me. Literally scared the poop out of me. Oh, code brown. I did not expect to get a code brown in this mod pack. But look at that, we have our first cobalt. Nice. If I take this with Silk Touch, just keep on replacing these as they convert. and we get all of our cobalt, we will have, in no time, our cobalt B. Nice! Okay, so after nearly 1.5 stacks of netherrack, I have 17 cobalt ore and 50, well, I have 56, one fell off the edge. I think 18 will give me enough to get this guy, which is 2 blocks of cobalt, and this guy, which is 1 block of cobalt. And then I can use the cobalt B just to make more cobalt. Oh, and there's the last cobalt. Nice. I think that's enough. Let's pop back into the overworld, see if we can smelt down this stuff. Yeah, I had to make this thing bigger because I was making tons of glass. I also figured out if you waterlog these guys, they cool down a lot faster, and I hear them. I hear them. Yep, there they are. Yeah, I can follow you now. Haha. More membranes for me. Okay, well, that tells us we need to sleep. And let us pop you guys in there. Thankfully, I don't need blazing blood to melt them. So each of these should give 2 ingots, which means I have 4 blocks. Come on. Okay, let's just get rid of the water. And that should be the 4 blocks done. Okay, so there are 4 blocks of cobalt. Let's just tidy up this guy here. Boom, 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 and boom. Now I should be able to make the cobalt B by getting the nether quartz B. Nether quartz nectar block. Nether quartz B. If I put those 2 down, I get my cobalt B, and then I can use this to make the 1 nectar block, and then I can make an extra nectar block another time. Yeah, I'll do that. Convert, my pretty. Convert. Okay, well, that was 1. But at least we can go and make our nectar block. Stop that stuff for a little while. When cobalt B nectar block. Hey, boop. Nice. Finally, after all that, the cobalt B. Now I can finally start on my AE system. I really, really want wireless. Grab some of this, some nuggets, and give you a spot right there. Nice. I'm gonna go get some dinner because I've been working for the last like 6 hours and my stomach is starting to try and digest itself. So when I get some dinner, I'll be right back and we'll get some AE started. And after a absolutely delightful wild mushroom risotto, I am back. And in the time between then and now, we have, 51 blocks of cobalt. Nice. So I know I said I wanted to get right into AE, and I still am going to do it, but I just realized it's probably better as well if we made a Fluix bee, because Fluix is used in quite a lot of these recipes, Fluix dust, Fluix powder, stuff like that. So let's get a Fluix bee. I think that's just a breeding bee. It is a Stardust bee and a nether quartz bee with Stardust and nether quartz. I'm assuming we'll need 2 Fluix blocks for the nether or nectar block, but I think Fluix is easy enough to make with the transformation method. I can get 1 charged Stardust, 1 nether quartz, and 1 redstone into a puddle next to one another, and wait to get 2 crystals. Yeah, that's quite easy. Let's very quickly make up 2 Fluix bees. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we need to get this stuff here. So the heart of an ME system, similar to the simple storage system, is a controller. I think what's called a root in the other one. But the controller is made... I did not think this was going to be an advanced crafting thing. Fuzzy not reading strikes again. Looks like this is going to be a longer episode than I thought. Okay, so let's pop down to extended crafting. So we did unlock extended crafting earlier when we made a black iron ingot, and I think getting up to the other table will be actually quite quick, especially because we already have tons of stuff built up. So extended crafting is like making gigantic crafts. The tables are, I think they go up to 81 individual squares per craft. So yeah, let's how do I make black iron again? Oh, there's a black iron B. Oh, that's right. We still have to make the black iron B. Okay, so we need to put molten iron over some black dye, which is pretty easy. And the black iron B is just a iron B going over an RGB honeycomb. Again, easy enough. And then the black iron nectar block is iron and RGB. Okay. Oh, we can get that done in just like 2 or 3 minutes. 1, 2 of these. Yoink. Boop. And a 2. Grab you. Again, Nugify. A boop. And black iron automated. Nice. Okay, so it looks like in order to make the AE controller block, we need to get up to the advanced table. So we need to get 2 basic tables, which is a ton of these basic components, which are black iron slates and luminescent. We have all that. Black iron slates, it's just 2 black iron and just some iron. Yeah, this won't take too long. I was just so afraid that it was going to be another one of those rabbit holes we had to go down to and we would not be able to finish the AE system today. So let's wait for a little bit of black iron to come in and let's get crafting. Let's craft up like a stack or 2 of this. Then we can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. I think that might be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to be enough of them. Okay, I think we have enough for 1 table now. We just need 4 more of these guys to make the other ones. Okay, yeah, there. I think we have it. Yeah, that's the 2 basic crafting tables made. Now we need to make one of the advanced crafting, which is gold, and I assume a very similar recipe. Indeed. And we have 1 advanced crafting table, tier 2. Nice. I don't think this is an auto crafting, so I don't think it needs power. So let's pop this guy down. No, it does not need power. But then for our ME controller, we need skystone, large steel plates. Ooh, a steel casing. Well, it looks like this episode has just got derailed. We're gonna have to come back next episode and delve into blood magic. I've said it before many times. I do love the way this pack has everything integrated into the same thing. So you want to make one thing and you have to go through 3 or 4 mods. But I don't like the fact that these simple things that I thought I could do in 5 minutes turn out to be something really big. So if you did like today's episode, why don't you give me a like? Do a little subscribe because I'm really looking forward to getting to 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And it looks like I'm on track to do that if you guys would kindly subscribe. And leave a little cheeky comment because I do love reading guys' comments. And you guys help me out a lot by commenting things that I don't know about this pack, such as how to get snow from frost melons. So until next time, I'll see you guys soon where we'll be doing a little bit of blood magic. Bye-bye.